Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us for our 2:30 streaming show. I'm Jamie Buchanan.
And I'm Robinson Miles. Well, I hope you are enjoying the summer because school will be back soon in Kentucky. And some changes are coming to roads to better protect children. Henderson police say a new law involving school bus safety took effect earlier this month. Under the new law, drivers must stop for a school or church bus displaying its stop arm and flashing red lights from either direction on all roads.
Well, police say there is one exception, however. According to HPD, you do not have to stop when traveling in the opposite direction on a roadway with 4 or more lanes that is separated by a barrier or a median there in the middle. Madeline Haynes is sort of digging into the ins and outs of this new law. She's going to have more from those schools that this will affect tonight on 14 News.
Moving now to an update. The family of a little boy who was injured during a boating accident after the 4th of July just gave an update on his condition. Family members say 5-year-old Gentry Pace is set to be discharged from the hospital tomorrow. As we previously reported, Gentry was with his family out on Patoka Lake when he was hit by a boat propeller. His family says Gentry received 24 units of blood, which is nearly 4 times his entire blood volume. Of course, we kind of had our thumb on this one for a while. We'll continue to monitor it as we look forward and make sure you know on air and online as we get any more updates.
Yeah, glad to see he is improving.
Right, that was a scary one there for a while.
Yeah.
Now for our third headline here, Centerpoint officials say customers now have a consistent option to speak with their service team face-to-face. Customers can now get personalized account support, learn about cost-saving programs, and pay a bill in person.
Now, the president of Centerpoint says this option comes in response to some feedback they got from the community. So if you'd like to learn more about this new option for you, we do have more details listed on 14news.com. We will have more tonight also in our evening shows.
All right, so be sure to circle back later tonight for 14 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10.
All right, well, we know it's feeling much cooler out there, not as hot as it was, so someone here to tell you all about that. Meteorologist Arden Gregory. She's going to have your full forecast right after this break.
Stay informed on your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices.
Good afternoon. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory, and this is a live look at the Evansville riverfront. It is a beautiful day out there, partly sunny, about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than yesterday, and this nice break from the heat and humidity. It's going to be with us through tomorrow and Friday too, but then heat, humidity, and rain chances all creep back in as we get into the weekend. It is currently 12 degrees cooler in Evansville than it was at this same time yesterday, and you see that cooling effect across our entire region, and that's all because of the cold front we were tracking yesterday. So yesterday we had very spotty thunderstorms that we were tracking across the tri-state. Some of them were severe. But really, we were kind of on the tail end, the weaker side of this cold front. Most of the action was east of the tri-state. They had flooding and tornadoes from central Kentucky all the way to the east coast due to that weather system. Now that it has all pushed off to the south, we have much quieter weather in store today. We do have partly cloudy skies overhead right now. You can see those clouds kind of scattered across the sky there. No rain to speak of though, and I think that'll be the case through the rest of this afternoon and evening, partly cloudy but dry. As we get into the overnight hours, those clouds will start to clear. Tomorrow, absolutely gorgeous, mostly sunny from start to finish. Clouds do build back in Thursday night into Friday morning, though. Friday will be partly to mostly cloudy, but dry during the daytime hours. Friday evening into Friday night, though, there is an isolated chance of just a few spotty showers. Better chances then late Friday night into Saturday morning. We may even get a few rumbles of thunder Saturday morning, but then it looks like that rain's going to taper off maybe for the second half of the day. We're still a few days out, so some of those details could change, but as of right now, it does seem like our best chance of rain is probably Saturday morning. We could maybe get a rumble of thunder, but we're not expecting any severe weather. Now, you may have noticed by Saturday, our winds will be coming from the south. I don't know if you saw those little red wind arrows there. Today, our winds are coming from the north. Behind that cold front, our wind direction changed, and this cooler, drier air is filtering from the north-northeast down into the tri-state. So we have this really nice breeze helping to cool things down. Our temperatures are in the upper 70s to low 80s right now. Yesterday we were looking at temperatures in the 90s and heat index values well into the triple digits. Instead today, upper 70s to low 80s. Our dew points are in the low to mid 60s, so it is still a little bit humid out there, but compared to yesterday, this is nothing. Yesterday, we were maxed out with dew points in the 70s or even 80s, just stifling, oppressive humidity, humidity that made it almost hard to breathe. But today, much better, just refreshing is the only word I can think of to describe the weather we have out there today. So much nicer than what we've had so far this week. So if you've been waiting for the heat to break to go out to the Vanderburgh County Fair, I highly recommend today. We've got temperatures in the low 80s this afternoon, but with partly cloudy skies and a cool breeze from the north-northeast, it's really pretty comfortable out there. And then as we start to approach sunset, those temperatures will fall back through the 70s. We'll eventually bottom out in the low 60s by the end of the night tonight. I would not be shocked if some of you even dipped into the upper 50s tonight. So it's going to feel great out there. First thing tomorrow morning, it'll actually be kind of cool and refreshing first thing in the morning. Then as we go through the day Thursday, absolutely no notes. Gorgeous. I have no recommendations for Thursday. I can't imagine better weather for late July. Mostly sunny, really pleasant, a very gentle breeze from the northeast, highs in the lower 80s again, and we stick with these highs in the low 80s into Friday as well. You'll notice though Saturday is kind of our pivot day. That's when things start to change. Keep in mind that rain we've got coming in Friday night and a Saturday morning. That's kind of that surge of warmer, more humid air nosing its way into the tri-state. We'll be in the mid 80s on Saturday. Then we've got lower 90s, maybe even some mid 90s as we go through the first half of next week. And it won't just be hotter, it'll be more humid too. It was very humid this past week. Dew points way up here in the muggy to stifling range. You can almost see the exact moment that that cold front moved through yesterday. It was just miserable, oppressive humidity. I mean, we're way up here at the top of the range here yesterday. Then that cold front moved through and our dew points just took a nosedive. Still a little humid out there today, but really not bad. Very pleasant through Thursday and Friday then before the humidity starts to increase again as we get into early next week. So looking at the next 7 days, we do have really comfortable weather today, tomorrow, and Friday. By Friday night, isolated rain starts to move back in. Best chance of rain is probably Saturday morning, but that rain is coming along this surge of warmer, more humid air nosing its way into the tri-state. So we then have highs in the mid to upper 80s on Saturday. We're back into the low to mid 90s. Heat index probably upper 90s to triple digits from Sunday through the first half of next week. And with that extra humidity in the air, we have the return of those just very isolated chances for rain popping up each day. We don't have widespread rain in the forecast this week. Saturday morning is our best chance of rain, but even that's not a guarantee for everybody. Then early next week, it's just those isolated chances for some pop-up showers and storms. If you need to get out and mow your grass, I cannot recommend today, tomorrow, or Friday anymore. I mean, it is perfect weather. This is as good as it's going to get for late July. That's what I keep getting back to. For late July, this is, nearly 10 degrees cooler than normal. You're not going to be absolutely soaked in sweat by the time you're done, which is a rarity for this time of year. By Saturday, things get a little iffy. You got that chance of rain, mainly in the morning. By the afternoon, it's going to start to get kind of hot and sticky again. So I would definitely say Monday, losing my mind, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, today, tomorrow, or Friday. Those are the days to get done anything you need to get done outside before that heat starts to creep back in. I do want to put it on rewind for just a moment. Take a look at this day in weather history. July 22nd, 2004, we had thunderstorms develop across the area. They produced hail, damaging winds, and flash flooding in several areas during the afternoon. Severe thunderstorm winds caused $100,000 in damage in White Plains, Kentucky. That's in Hopkins County. And there were several reports across our region of 60 to even 70-mile-an-hour winds. So we were tracking severe thunderstorms with damaging winds on this date in 2004. We did have some isolated severe weather yesterday. Yesterday was also tied for the second hottest day this year. We hit 95 yesterday. We hit 95 on the 2nd. The only day that beats that is July 3rd. We made it all the way to 96. So this is kind of our second heat wave of the year. We had that heat wave end of June, started July. Then we've been stuck in the 90s since Tuesday of last week. Yesterday was kind of the peak of this ongoing heat wave. And then that cold front passed through. We did have very isolated thunderstorms across the tri-state as that cold front moved through yesterday. None of that rain went through Evansville, and so the official rain total for yesterday at the Evansville Regional Airport is 0. We did not add any rain to the official total, even though we had pockets of rain and even heavy rain in other parts of the tri-state. We're running 2.5 inches short on rain for the year and about 3 inches, or 2.5 inches short on rain for the month and about 3 inches short on the year so far. We're still running about 2.5 degrees warmer than normal for the month of July because we did have that very hot weather at the beginning of the month and then again this whole past week. But we're really going to put a dent in that average temperature here over the next couple of days, with highs only reaching the upper 70s to low 80s and lows dipping into the low 60s each night. That's going to help pull down that average. It'll be very short-lived though. Weather this comfortable in July, you knew it wasn't going to last. Like I said, we've got that heat and humidity pushing back in on Saturday, and then we're right back into the low to mid 90s as we start next week. Looking beyond that, the extended outlook does show kind of typical July weather as we close out the month and then head into August. There will be a below average precipitation, mainly stretching to our north, but it does seem like drier weather kind of across our region with wetter weather down to the southeast. The extended outlook also shows near to maybe slightly above average temperatures. So upper 80s to low 90s would probably be a good bet there. And it does seem like they have a risk for hazardous heat off to our west, but it does seem like we will probably be spared from that in that extended outlook. For those who are curious, I do want to give a quick update on Tropical Storm Bertha. Bertha is just about to make landfall in New Orleans. It's been kind of snaking its way from east to west through the Gulf here. It's currently having winds of 45 miles an hour, and it's moving west-northwest at 7 miles an hour. So it's not moving very quickly here, but it is set to make landfall in New Orleans this afternoon and then continue to track westward kind of along the Gulf Coast here, running right along the coast of Louisiana this evening and through the overnight hours. It's expected to move out of Louisiana and into Texas during the day on Thursday then, and then as it makes its way overland in southern Texas by Friday, it will start to weaken back out and lose its tropical storm status. So that's an update for those of you who are curious about Bertha, and we'll have more on Bertha and from reporters who are there in New Orleans today as that storm is moving in on our newscasts tonight at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Good afternoon, Jeanette, Deuces, Robbie, Laura, Jeanette. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Jeanette mowed today. That's a good idea, Jeanette. I think I'm going to mow when I get off work here today. And Laura watching from work. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Like I said, gorgeous weather so much better than yesterday. Yesterday we had this alert for heat and for storms. We don't have to worry about any of that for the next couple of days. We're getting this really fantastic break from the heat, the humidity, and the storms. But like I said, it will not last forever. Soak it in. We've got gorgeous weather today, tomorrow, and then even into Friday. But by Friday night, that rain starts to just an isolated chance creeps back in. Better chance for rain is Saturday morning as that warmer, more humid air starts to nose into the tri-state. We start to warm up on Saturday. Then by Sunday, Monday, Tuesday of next week, we're right back into the heat and the humidity with that isolated chance for pop-up rain each day, kind of right back into what we've been dealing with for the past week or so. So enjoy this little break while we've got it. All right, with that, I'm going to wrap this up. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Lyons will have an updated look at your forecast on 14 News tonight at 4, 5, 6, and 10, and he'll do another streaming show here tonight at 9, so I hope you'll join him then. All right, everybody, enjoy this nicer weather and